Hi first graders, it is time for another math lesson. You are here today with me and Solomon. He wanted to join us for math again today. He loves regrouping. So we have been working on adding two numbers with regrouping. Today we are going to introduce subtracting with regrouping. So this is something completely new. You haven't done this before. So before we start, make sure you have this worksheet with our little penguin on top. There shouldn't be any numbers on your page. We're going to fill that in as we go. And then if you have Unifix cubes, like these guys, make sure you have those. Legos work too. So we just have to make sure that we have ones and we have tens, and we can take them apart and put them back together. So let's just do a quick review with adding numbers with regrouping. So we have the number 34, and we're going to add that to the number 28. 34 plus 28 equals, and we have the picture with our Unifix cubes of 34 plus 28. All right, so you guys remind me, what do we do first? That's right, I need to add my ones together. So I have 8 and 4 more. So I have options. I can use my Unifix cubes or my Legos as a tool, or I can just add my numbers together. So we're going to do both. All right, so if I have 8, I'm going to start with 8 because it's the bigger number. That's always the easiest way to add numbers together. So if I have 8 and I add 4 more, 9, 10, 11, 12, I have 12, right? And last lesson we talked about this, that I can go ahead. So here are my two options. I can write my number 12 here and think to myself, okay, well my 2 is in the ones place. My 1 is in the tens place. So that's one option. But if I don't want to write that number 12 off to the side, I know in the number 12 that the 1 is in the tens place, letting me know that I have 1 10, and the 2 is in the ones place, letting me know that I have 2 ones. So let's see what happens if I add my Unifix cubes together. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to take one from over here since one of mine dropped. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 2 of these, 9, and 10. Now that I have a 10, he can't hang out in the ones place anymore. I have to put him over here. So does my picture with my Unifix cubes match my numbers in the equation? If you said yes, you are correct. I have 1 10 that I moved over here into the tens place, and I have 2 ones left. They're right over here. Okay, so now we have to add all of our tens together. If I have 3 and I add 2 more, how much do I have? 5, good job. And then I need to add that extra 10, and now I have 6. Wonderful. So let's check our tens over here. Let's count by tens since they're tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And let's count our ones, 61, 62. So I have 62 in my picture, and my answer is also 62. Good job. Okay, so I'm going to take apart my picture here. And I'm going to go over to the side of the desk, and I'm going to get my other 1 that dropped. Hopefully that makes you feel like you're in the classroom, because I drop stuff all the time, right? Okay. So, like I said, today we are not going to add with regrouping. We're going to do the opposite. We are going to subtract with regrouping. So I have to say, Mrs. Peterson is going to be so proud of you next year that you can not only add with regrouping, but that you'll also be able to subtract with regrouping. So let's get your worksheet ready. So the one that we had shown earlier with the penguin. Okay, so you will notice, by the way, in the worksheet that we have a box above the tens place and above the ones place. So that's different from when we were adding with regrouping. We need a box for both places this time. Okay, so under the number 1, this is going to be our first equation. 46, I'm going to put number 1 right here. 46 minus 25. So this first one is going to be one of our normal subtraction problems where there is no regrouping happening. So we're just going to practice this and learn something important to figure out whether we need to regroup or not. So let's look at our ones place, because we know we always start in the ones place, don't we? So we have 6 minus 5. So here's a little clue for if you have more on top, then you don't need to stop. So let's say that again. If you have more on top, then you don't have to stop. You can just go ahead and subtract. So if we have 6 minus 5, so let's think, if I have 6 and I take 5 away, how many do I have left? That's right, I have 1 left. They're right next to each other on the number line, aren't they? So now I finished with my ones place. Now I can move on to my tens place. 4 minus 2 equals, that's right, 2. Perfect. 46 minus 25 equals 21. So again, if we have more on top, you don't need to stop. Just keep on going. Go ahead and subtract. So that should be number 1 on your worksheet. All right, now look at number 2 and fill in these numbers for me. Make sure I have room. Hold on. All right, so we should have 52 minus 14. I'm going to go ahead and put those boxes up there that we will need for regrouping. Hello, Solomon. All right, so I'm going to use my Unifix cubes to help us get through this problem. So we have the number 52. How many tens is that? 5. Nice. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? I'm going to put them up this way, since I don't need another layer. When I'm subtracting, I don't need to show this second number. All I need to show is my first number. So with your cubes or your Legos, go ahead, and if you need to pause, pause, but make that number for me, 52. Okay. So again, as always, we do the ones place first. So let's take a look at what we have here. We have 2 and we have 4. Do we have more on top? No, no. So we have to stop. We have to stop here. Put on the brakes. We cannot subtract. So let me ask you a quick question. Can I just subtract the 2 from the 4? Am I allowed to do that? No. We are not allowed to do that. We always subtract from the top to the bottom. So if you look at your worksheet, every single one of your equations has an arrow. right next to the equation, letting you know we only subtract from top to bottom. You don't get to choose which number you're subtracting from. Okay. So we already learned that if you have more on top, there's no need to stop, right? We can just go ahead and go. But in this case, we don't have more on top. So that means if we have more on the floor, so this line is going to mean the floor. It's on the bottom. If we have more on the floor, then we need to go next door up here to this number in the tens place and get 10 more. So let's say that again. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. We need 10 more. So if we look at our picture here, we have 2 ones. Is it possible for me to take 4 ones away? No, it's not possible. I only have 2, right? I need more ones so I can take 4 away. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to cross out my 5, and you can go ahead and do this on your worksheet. If I take one of my 10s away, if I take this away, how many 10s do I have left? That's right, I have 4 10s left. So I'm going to put that in my top box for my 10s place. Now, I want this 10 to go over here into the ones place, but I can't do that if it's linked together like this. It's not allowed over in the ones place if it's linked together. So what I'm going to do, I'll break it apart and put it over here in my ones place. So tell me, guys, how many ones do I have now? How many ones are over there? Could you count those for me? That's right, I have 12. I have 12, and that's okay. I know I've told you you can't have more than 9 over in the ones place, but I need them. I need more than 9 in order to subtract. Okay, so just for the meantime, I'm going to put in my little box here that I have 12 ones right now. I gotta cross out this 2 as well. Hold on. Okay. So I no longer have 5 10s and 2 ones. I used to, but I took one of my 10s away, which left me with 4. I have 4 left there. I broke apart one of those 10s and I put them over here in the ones place. And now I have 12 ones. Do I have enough on top now to take 4 away? Do I have enough ones to take 4 away now? I do. I do. Okay, so I have 12 ones and I want to take 4 of them away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's count to see how many ones we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's what we'll write here in our ones place as the answer for our ones place. Now that we've finished here, we move to the tens place. And we look at, okay, well, I have 4 10s. And I'm going to take one of them away. Take that one away. How many 10s do I have left? 3. Good job. So my answer is 38. 52 minus 14 equals 38. Wonderful. Okay, so our next equation will be number 3. And I'll go ahead and write that number for you. Prop this up a little bit. Excuse me, Solomon. So we're number 3. going to be 34 minus 16. Okay, 34 minus 16. We need a box for our tens place, and we need a box for our ones place. So after you write your numbers for number 3, then you can go ahead and show what that will look like with your cubes. And you can always pause it, the video. All right, so I'm going to take these away. And remember, all we need is 34 represented. We do not need our bottom number represented. I'm going to put all these ones back together. Okay. So I am ready with my 34. Hopefully all of you are ready with your 34. Ones place is where we always begin. All right, so let's look at these two numbers in our ones place. Looks like we have more on the floor. If I have 4 ones, I can't take 6 away. There aren't enough ones for me to take 6 away. So I need to go next door and get 10 more. So if I take this 10, I take it away from my tens place. How many 10s do I have left? I have 2. Good job. So I'll put that in my box up here, that I have 2 10s left. And then this 10, I have to break it apart. They have to be ones now. Okay, so let's count up to see how many ones we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I no longer have 4 ones, I have 14 ones. Here's a little trick, guys. So I know we counted our ones to see how many ones we have, but if I take 1 10 away from this 3 and I add that 10 to 4, so let's do a little side equation here. 10 plus 4 more equals what? Remember how 10s are awesome when we add them to other numbers because you can do it so quick? This is one of those situations. What is 10 plus 4 more? 14. That's right. So when I want to figure out, okay, well, how many ones do I have now if I brought one of these 10s over here to the ones place? I just have to ask, well, what is 10 plus 4 more? That's what number I have. That's how many ones I have right now. And I'm adding 10 more, which is 14. Super speedy math. Okay, so now our picture matches our new numbers in the tens place and the ones place. I now have 2 10s, 1, 2, and 14 ones. 14 ones here. Am I ready to subtract? Do I have enough ones to take 6 ones away? I do. I do. All right, let's take those 6 ones away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many ones do I have left? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 ones left. Perfect. Now let's move on to the tens place. I have 2 10s now. I don't have 3 anymore. I have 2 10s, and I'm going to take one of them away. How many 10s do I have left? 1. Perfect. So 34 is what we started off with. We subtracted 16, and our answer is 18. Well done. Okay, our next number will be number 4. About to say 14. Number 4. Okay. So this time we have 43 minus 39. Oh, I'm going to put my little arrow here just as a reminder that we only subtract from the top to the bottom. So as always, you can always pause the video as you set up your 10s and 1s, or set them up with me as I'm putting mine together. Hope all of you are having a great week. Okay. So I have 43. Perfect. 43. So hopefully all of you are ready. If not, you can pause it and get everything ready and start it up again. Where do we start, first graders? The 1s place. That's right. So let's look at our numbers though. We have 3 on top and 9 on bottom. Okay, 3 on top, 9 on bottom. Looks like we have more on the floor. More on the floor. There are 3 1s. I can't take 9 away. I can't. So that means I need to go next door and get 10 more. All right, see if you can do it with me, not after me. We cross out the 4. We need to take 1 of these 10s away. We need to borrow it. And how many 10s do we have left? 3. Perfect. Now I need to take this 10 apart. That way they can hang out in the 1s place. They can't hang out there if they're a 10. Okay, let's see if you guys remember our little trick. That means we don't have to count up all of these 1s. So if I started off with 3 1s and I add 10 to that 3, what is 10 plus 3 more? 13. Nice. Isn't it easy to add to a 10? 13. So we cross out our 3. We no longer have 3 1s. Now we have 13 1s. Let's count just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We were right. Our trick worked. Nice. Okay, so now we have 13 1s. Do we have enough 1s to take 9 away? We do. We do. So let's take those 9 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many 1s do we have left? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So now let's go over to the 10s place. We have 3 10s. They're shown right here. And we're going to subtract 3 10s. This might be a tricky one. We'll take all 3 of those 10s away. How many 10s do I have left? 0. Quick question. Do I need to write 0 here? If you said no, you are correct. Absolutely. If I write the number 4, this is what number 4 looks like. If I ask you to write the number 4, would you write the number 4 like this? 0, 4? No, no. We don't need that 0 there. Absolutely not. So if we are subtracting, whether it's in our If we're in the ones place, we need that 0 there. Absolutely. But in the tens place, we do not need that 0 to let your teacher know that the answer is 4. Okay. Your next equation is number 5. Okay. Ooh, this is going to be another tricky one. But I should know better. I can't trick you guys ever. 32 minus 8. Okay, so make sure you write your numbers down and build your tens and your ones. Have them ready to go. Okay, I have 32, which is my top number. You're number 5, and our equation is 32 minus 8. So let's look at the ones place. 2 minus 8. And with my arrow, that's a reminder that I only subtract going down. So if I have 2, my 2 ones, can I take 8 ones away? I can't. Look at that. I only have 2. It's impossible for me to take 8 away. And I can't go the opposite direction. I can't start with 8 and take 2 away. That's not allowed. So I have more on the floor. I need to go next door and get 10 more. So if I take one of my 10s away, I'm going to take this one. How many 10s do I have left? Only 2 right here. So let's cross out our 3 because we no longer have 3 10s. We only have 2. Okay, so let me put them over here in the ones place. Perfect. Okay, so what's our trick? If I started off with 2 ones, my 2 black ones over here, and I add 10 more to those 2, 10 plus 2 more, 12. Nice. Now I have 12 ones. Let's count just to check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 ones. Do I have enough ones now to subtract 8? I do. 12's a bigger number now. So I can subtract 8 from 12. So let's take 8 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let me bring this guy over here. How many ones do I have left? I started off with 12 ones and I took 8 of them away. I have 4. Good job. So if I didn't have my Unifix cubes, by the way, a good strategy that I could use, whoops, Mrs. Purcell made a mistake. I didn't cross out my 2 here. To figure out what 12 minus 8 is, since they're pretty close, and I don't have 12 fingers to put up, a good strategy to use here, again, if I don't have any cubes to help me, is I'm going to start with 8. I'm going to have 8 in my head, and then I'll see how many fingers will it take for me to get to 12 if I keep counting. So that way I know how many hops it is from 8 to 12 on a number line. Remember, that helps us with adding and subtracting numbers. So I'll start with 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I was counting my hops going from 8 to 12. How many hops did that take? 4. So that matches up with my picture, right? So there's different strategies that we can use when we're adding and subtracting numbers. Okay, so 12 minus 8 equals 4. Perfect. Now we move on to the tens place. So we have 2 10s, which I see in the box here, minus There's no number. So what does that mean? How many tens will I be subtracting? I won't take any tens away. If there isn't a digit here, I assume I'm not taking anything away. I'm going to assume that there's a 0 here. But remember, we talked about it. For the number 8, I'm taking 8 away. And if I write the number 8, this is how I write it. I don't need to put a 0 here. That's not how we write the number 8. But I'm just going to assume there's no number here, so that's a 0. I'm not taking any tens away. Okay, so if I have 2 tens and I take 0 away, how many tens do I have left? 2. Well done. So 32 minus 8 equals 24. Nice. Okay. Oops. Can you hold that for me, Solomon? Number 6. We have 33 minus 16. I need my 2 boxes up here for regrouping. Oh. And then I need to show 33. Put my tens together. So make sure when we finish this lesson, by the way, that you show mom, or you show dad, or big brother, or big sister, how smart you guys are. You are subtraction with regrouping masters. Okay, so we started with 33, and we are subtracting 16. Let's start with our ones place, as always. So, do we have more on top? No, I have 3 on top and a 6 on bottom. If I have 3, I can't take 6 away. So that means I have more on the floor. Where do I go? I go next door, and what do I get? 10 more. Nice. Okay, so let me take that 10 away. How many 10s do I have left? 2. Well done. So now I need to take that 10 apart. Okay, so now they're ones. I took it apart and now they are ones. So what's our trick? I started off with 3 ones, but I added 10 to those 3 ones. So 10 plus 3 ones is how many ones? 13. So I no longer have 3, I have 13. Am I able to subtract now? If I have 13, can I take 6 away? Yes, I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay. How many ones do I have left? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This is another one of those situations. If I have 13 and I'm taking 6 away and I don't have cubes to help me with subtracting, I don't have 13 fingers, right? So I can't use those. But what I can do is start at 6. So pretend you're standing on 6 on a number line. And now we're going to hop all the way to 13. But we have to count our hops. Okay, we don't count 6 because we haven't hopped yet. That's where we're standing right now. Okay, so get ready to hop. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. How many hops? 7. Is that what we had? Good job. All right, now we go to our 10s. We have 2 10s. How many tens are we taking away? 1. Perfect. How many tens do we have left? 1. So our answer for 33 minus 16 is 17. Okay, we'll move on to number 7. Number 7 will look like this. 44 minus, oh, we're going to subtract 16 again, but this time from 44. We need our regrouping boxes. Let's have our arrow to remind us we only subtract from the top to the bottom. Okay, let me put my 10 back together. So we are ready. I have 44 showing because I don't need my bottom number. I only need the top number. That's what I'm subtracting from. So let's take a look at our ones. Do I have enough ones right here to take 6 away? No, I do not have more on top. The only way I could go ahead and subtract now is if I had more on top, but I don't. I have more on the floor. Where do I go? Next door. What do I get? 10 more. That's right. So let's take one of those 10s away. And how many 10s do I have left? 3. Nice. Let's take that 10 apart. Okay, so instead of 4 1s, now I have 10 extra. I have 10 plus 4 1s. So before we count up those cubes, you tell me, what is 10 plus 4 more? 14. So good. So fun to add with 10s. 14. So let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 ones. Nice. Oh, let's cross out our 4. We no longer have 4 ones. We have 14. 14 minus 6. Let's see. You take 6 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I took 6 away. How about we hop on that number line again? So if we don't have cubes, we can always hop on our imaginary number line. So we have 6. We're going to hop all the way to 14. Okay, are you standing on 6? You ready? So you can get up and you can hop. I'm just going to sit in my chair while we do this, and I'll show with my fingers your hops. Okay, so do we count 6? No, because we're standing here, right? I'm not going to hop onto 6. That's where I'm already standing. So let's hop to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How many hops is that? Can you count my fingers? That's right. 8 hops we did. Woo! That was good exercise. Let's use our cubes to count and check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You were correct. Good hopping. We finished the ones place. Let's go over to the tens place. We have 3 10s. 1, 2, 3. How many 10s am I taking away? 1. That's right. Let's take this guy. How many 10s do I have left? 2. Okay. So let's go on to number 8. I think number 8 will be our last one. Otherwise, we'll be sitting here all day. Okay. Number 8. Okay. 51 minus 13. Let's add our regrouping boxes. You fill in those numbers. We have our arrow. We only subtract from the top to the bottom. Put my 10 back together. Okay. Oop, I need one more. I have a lot of 10s this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s, and 1 1. 51. Let's start in the ones place. As always, do I have enough ones to take 3 away? I do not. I do not. My top number is not the big number. I have more on the floor. Where do I go? Next door. What do I get? 10 more. Okay, so take one of those 10s away. I cross out my 5. And how many do I have left? 4. Let's take that one away. Now I have to add it over to the ones place. I want my number to stay the same. I'm just going to take this 10 apart and put it over in the ones place. Woo! Oh, I saved it. How are they doing, Solomon? They're doing good. Yep, I'm impressed. Okay, trick time again. I had one to start with. I added 10 more ones though. So what is 10 plus 1 more? 11. Nice. So I no longer have 1 1. I have 11 ones. So I can count here just to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I was correct. And you were correct. Do I have enough ones to take 3 away now? Do I have enough? I have more than enough. Yes. So let's take those 3 away. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Okay, so I'm thinking with 3 hops, we can hop backwards. I think we can handle this. So let's stand on 11 on your imaginary number line. Let's stand on 11. Okay, this is another strategy that we can use. So when I'm only hopping just a few hops, this number right here is telling me how many times I'm hopping, right? So this is only a few hops, so I can start at 11 and count backwards. I'm going to go backwards on my number line. So you ready? You're standing on 11, and we're going to hop 3 times, okay? Hopping backwards 3 times. So what number comes right before 11 on a number line? 10, that's right. So we're hopping on to 10. What comes after that? 9, and then after that, 8. Okay, so we started on 11 over here on my head. We started on 11. We had 3 hops, 10, 9, 8. We landed on 8. So this is my answer. A quick way to check as well, if you're unsure if you hopped correctly, add these 2 numbers together. If you add these 2 numbers together and you get this top number, that means you subtracted correctly. So 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, remember fact families. They're all related. All of our fact families, they come in handy when we do this bigger math that we're doing right now. Let's check our cubes too. There's another way we can check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are right again. I tell Hannah and Connor all the time, you can't check enough. Always check. So once place is done, we've checked, rechecked, and checked again. So let's move on to the tens place. We have 4 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many tens are we taking away? 1. Yep. Can't take this guy away. How many tens do I have left? 3. Good job. So my answer is 38. Okay, so I know you have lots of spaces left. So we have 9 through 15. If you want mom to give you some more equations that you can practice either not regrouping or regrouping, maybe you could figure out whether you need to regroup or not. That would be fun. But you don't have to. That is an optional activity to keep going. You've had lots of practice today, and then you're going to practice again with the next math lesson that we do, and then we'll have another practice. So you'll get plenty of practice. So just if you are ambitious and would like to practice a little bit more today. I'm so proud of you guys for tackling such a new concept, something that you've never done before. So have fun working with your subtraction and keep working hard. Bye, guys.